So I'm recording, and I'm about to get started. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the AfrOtaku podcast. Today we're doing an AfrOtaku interview. Right now I'm one of your hosts, Player Five. I'm joined here with my co-host,
What's going on? It's Jugguh.
and today we're interviewing Anthony. He's a local artist and a manga connoisseur. Everything Afro. You feel me? Um, so yeah, Anthony, you want to introduce yourself? Tell everybody about you.
Yo, welcome. Thanks for inviting me on. Once again, my name is Anthony. I'm about 30 years old at this point. My extensive Japanese fandom goes back to early early 80s. Then you could say maybe I know a bit of the late 70s, early manga stuff, up until current today, that largely influenced my early start in art. And that's probably about pretty much, other than the fact that I am a Chicago native.
Heyo.
That's pretty much it about myself.
This is a customary question I gotta ask anybody from Chicago. Because I'm from Chicago. I gotta know what side.
Oh,
It is a trick question, unfortunately.
I know, because I know what you want me to say, and I can't say
Hey,
it.
hey. All I'm just gonna say is, I'm forever on it with anybody from the West Side. I fuck with Harold Chicken over here, but that's just me.
Oh man, I mean, that's a staple. I hope you didn't expect me to say like sharks or nothing.
No,
Yeah,
it's
no, it's
a lot of people be trying to say Uncle Remus is comparable to Harold,
no,
and I'm just like, I
no,
can't
no.
even, I can't even discuss it with you. You know,
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No.
there we go. This is a man of refined taste buds.
Yeah, we're not doing that. Now, actually, my family hails from Roseland. I spent a lot of time in Rogers Park,
Hmm.
but eventually we moved out to the South Burbs. So I've been all around.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Similar with me. We actually from around the same south suburbs, and then my people also from Roseland. So we basically been neighbors our whole life, and they know it.
Damn.
Something
Look at
like it.
that.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. So I just want to ask you. You've been watching all this anime. You said 70s all the way up to now. I know this is the roughest question anybody can ask, but I'm gonna ask it. Favorite anime?
It is. That's a horrible question to ask me.
Wow. First big question of the interview. Gonna do it like that, P5? Okay.
Yeah,
Man,
started out that way,
but
man.
but I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and say I'm just stick with the most influential, and that'll be easier for me. And I mean, as a kid born pretty much at the end of the '80s, it's Dragon Ball.
Mm.
Yep.
Now
Very
we talking the whole series, or we just talking straight Dragon Ball?
See, now that is even better question, because for me, Dragon Ball, it explains more of like me as a smaller child, but Dragon Ball Z is definitely like the teenage era for me.
So you was definitely beating niggas when you was a teenager.
No, that's not. We're not gonna talk like that. That's not. Yeah, in my head. In my head, I was
Hmm.
Goku.
uh,
Oh, okay. In your
the
head was
the
okay.
reality was I was somewhere in between Krillin and Yamcha, somewhere in
Oh no.
what?
Hey, it's okay. In your
there.
head though, you was a 10 feet tall.
That's okay.
Right,
That's
I didn't always catch a fade, but sometime I might have to get out the situation.
Hmm.
okay. Okay.
Yamcha caught all the fades, and Krillin had a couple dubs, so
True. True. Keep
never
going.
the hero.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So now, since I already gave you the toughest question, I'm gonna give you the second toughest question, and then
Oh,
after
Wow.
that, it's smooth sailing. So now
Wow.
I asked you to pick your favorite anime. Now I'm gonna ask you to pick your favorite piece of art.
oh, out of everything I've ever made,
Everything that you've ever made. What's your
oh,
favorite?
wow, bro. That no, that was probably the hardest question because I'm kind of at a love them and leave them stage in my artwork. So let me see. What would I say? My favorite piece is probably this portrait I did maybe about 2 years ago of my son because it really describes like the playful nature of my kid, and that's probably my favorite piece right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
okay.
All right, Juggy, you want to go ahead and ask him this next question?
Yeah. I'm just more curious as far as like how your art pretty much like progressed and like your art guide that you pretty much was living through like since like the get-go. So if you would, can you just tell us a little bit about like your origin as far as to your passion for art in general and just kind of summarize that for us a little bit?
Yeah, sure, sure. So the way I would describe it is this all happened on accident.
Oh, okay.
There is no way, shape, or form that anybody knew that I would gravitate towards this. Why I say that is because the only reason we as a family found out that I could draw was early on. I probably started drawing about 3 or 4. And that came about because uh I wouldn't go outside when it was like the summer months and stuff like that. I really wasn't
Sure.
outside like that. My earliest memories because
Mhm.
for whatever reason my fam had a problem with cutting the grass.
Hmm.
you know I,
Okay.
I don't yeah I don't know what that was about, why the front lawn was never cut. So what would happen when I would go outside was on like clockwork, I would get stung by a bee, like
Mm.
maybe every day, every other day.
Oh,
So
Wow.
man.
eventually that turned into not going outside. Ain't gonna
I
happen.
feel that.
I feel that.
Common sense, right?
Right.
So I guess I started pissing moms off because I in the house just wild rambunctious. So the story goes that they had construction paper and crayons or whatever, and was just like, here, just sit down,
Occupy your
do
time. Yeah.
yeah, sit down, right, sit down, do something. So that turned into, well, this keeps me out of trouble. To oh well, oh well, you're good, you're pretty good at this. This is nice, draw this, draw that, and I started to be able to just progress that, which around the time I started to enter elementary school became a thing of like taking me to the art institute, to the museum, letting me see what different artists were up to, being just in the city in general, where I mean artists all around you.
Oh, yeah.
The art institute, the museum for sure has summer courses for kids. The family got me a grant to go to a summer program, and so like that really got me going, being around other kids who could do it, because I was the
Oh,
only kid I knew early on.
sure.
um and then funny enough, finding out that you guys probably remember this, but in school when they had the book fairs, or the teacher would have like that little pamphlet of books that you could order from
Yeah.
them
Yeah,
scholastic
I remember
books.
that. Okay.
Yeah, when I found out that they had drawing books in those.
Mm.
Oh.
So like that that kept me going in like elementary. and it was just like I said, it was just mainly a hobby just to keep me, out of trouble and you know, just just occupy my time.
Sure.
And what it had to been maybe I'm gonna say about somewhere between third and fourth grade. That's when no, actually it's about first grade. First grade, yeah. That was back when Dragon Ball Z used to come on it used to come on Fox after school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It used to come on Fox after school, and they would only show like 1 or 2 episodes, real bogus. So by the time you get deep into it, right? So a way to like recall what I just saw and stuff like that was I would draw it, you know, to
Oh.
just to keep up with it
Wow.
and
Okay.
remember it. And so I would draw it in like about third or fourth grade. Pokemon hit, so it was like, oh,
Oh.
e-
Hey,
even more things to have fun. I
of
saw it like as a
course.
challenge because it's like these are like cool looking and stuff, and
Right.
just to draw them and decorate and things like that. So that would just keep me going, spark some things. Oddly enough, the elementary school I went to, I never had got any support from like a teacher in school because I never wanted to do the homework in class. I mean,
Hmm.
I went to a school where the teachers didn't really care for us. They didn't really expect much out of the students. We lived in a neighborhood where that was just the thing.
Mm.
Half the kids, didn't have fathers in the home. Typical things that people stereotypically put on black families.
Yeah.
Sure.
So they didn't expect much out of children in this school, therefore they didn't invest in us much, and I didn't care as much because at home my family did invest in me. Education is number one. I mean,
Mm,
I read chapter books in like first, second grade, so that was like nothing to me. But
mm,
because they didn't invest in the students, I didn't care for school.
Mm.
So I drew in class, which led to getting no support from teachers. They would crumble my shit up and throw it away.
Damn.
that's
Oh man, do me dirty. They would say you need to focus because basically there's no career in art. This doesn't exist.
mm,
So, instead of just being like defeated, I was kind of like, yeah, well, it's what I like to do. So, whatever. And also, having the advantage of having family support me and taking me downtown and letting me see artwork and stuff like that. I knew that the teachers ain't know what they was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was like the elementary experience. And like towards middle school, I met more kids who could draw. And like I said, DBZ was insane. Pokemon, Digimon, all your typical, 90s, early 2000s anime was,
sure.
exploding. So I had
Right.
tons of stuff to draw. And I had competition from other kids. So that kept me going. High school, that's actually how I fed myself. I didn't have a job in high school, but I sold my drawings when I started realizing that when I threw them away, people would keep them and put them in their trapper keepers or
Oh, wow.
decorate their lockers with them.
That's what's up.
So
Oh wow.
that turned into well, I don't, I was being lazy. I didn't want a real job. I was being lazy. But when I found out I could make money like that, I was like, well,
Hey.
no need for a real job now.
Yeah.
Uh, so that was a big thing in high school, and I graduated and I went to the Art Institute in Atlanta. Um, and down there the experience is a little different. That's when I realized that I was no longer the big fish anymore.
Mm.
And that I was in a school with all sharks. So it was like, well, it's time to get with it and step up. But what I didn't realize, and I came to find out, that I was subconsciously learning that in college, the actual answer is networking. It has nothing to do with your skill in college. And so my college experience kind of changed and then I had to drop out because of some financial things. But it more or less sparked me to find another way. So flash forward to more of today's time. I've with the use of social media exploding the way it did, I just been able to get around and make it more of a career as of now.
Nice.
Sure. Snap.
Yeah, that's
Well,
an interesting little story right there.
it really was. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing.
Sure,
I
no
guess like a
problem.
follow-up question with that kind of was thinking of along pretty much your path. And was there any big influencers for you as far as like possibly any big manga artists or actual painters, drawers, or even like relatives, professors, teachers that really helped you along the way?
Um, let's see. So what I would say is, as maybe influencers, manga wise, I can't really say because I mean I was drawing this stuff anyway. So I mean naturally Toriyama is was huge for me because I mean that was for many years like I honed my skill off Toriyama. Like Toriyama's real good to learn like hard lines because like the lines are really hard, and how to draw like really like dramatic looking characters and stuff. So that was really good influence. I learned a bit from, and it's a shame that I can't think of the lady's name, but the manga artist that draws Inuyasha. I
Mm-hmm.
learned
Oh yeah, I know.
yeah, I learned quite a bit from her art style. Mainly because like a lot of girls I knew were into Inuyasha, so it was like really easy to like talk to girls and communicate with certain girls because they liked Inuyasha. Like, oh my god, you drew this, and so I learned a bit. Right, I
Now I
learned a
kind of
bit
want to
from
know:
that.
did you end up drawing more kogas or more Sasha?
I think you know the answer to that. At one point I probably drew Shishomaru like exclusively, like for a long period of time.
Oh
I
man,
can't. I don't remember. I do. I drew maybe one picture of Koga, and that
dang,
was
they did my boy like that.
man. I mean, I hate to tell you, but he's a scrub lord.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man.
yeah, he a bum. I ain't gonna lie. He had two
He
Shikon jewels and still got worked.
he quickly became the Yamcha of the series.
Yo,
Quickly.
fact.
Funny that he looked like him too. he,
Oh,
Oh,
that's
he,
true too. Low key.
he
I
quickly became him, man. Yeah, but let me see. I'm trying to think like influencers directly. Um, I had a few tutors as a younger guy, preteen. I had a few tutors who I spent a few years with who were able to kind of like hip me to some different techniques, but it wasn't until recently that I really met somebody that's like, well, I'm gonna school you to the game. It seems like you know quite a bit about it as it is, but I'm gonna school you to like more of the marketing and financial side of the game. Because I mean, for the most part, that I had to learn on my own, trial and error, research. But I've been pretty privileged to have people who just was like, nah, is you're dope. Just do you, and really just impart like more of a sense of I would like to say like self worth rather than like tell me how to do what I do, but
I see.
to teach me how to value what I
them
can do.
role models, man. Them role models.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have him, man. You'd be surprised how many people, especially in this art thing, and for a young black artist, they don't receive them, and what it does is like they just fall off. Like, what I mean, I can count, you know, the just so many of like people my age or people that I grew up with, and it's like, man, where are they now? What kind of skills do they have at this point? And when I talk to them, they say, yeah, man, I gave that up.
Mm.
And it's just, and for some of them, it's just that. It's like, well, there was nobody to, just to come around and be like, oh man, it's dope. Keep doing what you do. For some people, that's really just all they need is, that a little bit of appreciation, and it takes them pretty far. So, yeah, I
Hey,
don't know.
that's a pretty good message right there to any young up and coming artists that may be listening. Keep doing you. If you ain't got nobody else to tell you, you got us to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, and I mean especially too, like with keeping on topic of subject of like anime and things like that is if that's what you draw, you know, understand that you already fighting uphill in the first place. Um, you depending on uh where you live and your background, that's going to affect that quite a bit. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people reference the Boondocks, but the Boondocks was drawn by a team of Koreans, and the head artist for the Boondocks was a Korean man. So that was not drawn by Aaron Magruder. It's the comic book is his art style,
Yeah.
and the TV show is Korean. It's not even Japanese, so it's technically not even anime. There's a difference if you look at the two, Korean animation and Japanese animation. They
No,
look similar. They look similar, but there's a large difference.
I know what you're talking
Um,
about. Yeah.
so you do have to approach things with a realistic approach. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to graduate school, and jump into anime. We have to realize, especially, I know a lot of young black artists kind of have that plan in their minds. It's likely not to happen. We have to understand that we are guests and fans of their culture. We are not of their culture, and
Mm.
they hold their culture very sacred and very dear. That is, they're born into that, and you're just catching on to it.
Yeah.
Um,
True.
Deep
but
words.
That's
you
a
know,
strong message. Yeah.
you know, but that doesn't stop you. Things are not impossible because you can look at this show now on Netflix. It's called Cannon Busters. Cannon Busters is largely influenced by Japanese anime. It looks just like Japanese anime. That is made by a black man. That took
Mm.
a black man over 20 years to get that to where it is today. That
Oh,
black man had to travel the globe. He spent a lot of time in Asian countries. In fact, my mentor is really good friends with him, and they're both amazing artists. But it took him a long time, and he had to get to know these people, understand them, understand the cultural references and things like that. He paid his dues to have an anime-esque show, and
Mm.
now he is where he is today. So it's not entirely impossible, but you need some support, but you also need to have a realistic view of what it is you plan to do. Um, you can't necessarily mimic a path and expect it to work out just the same way it worked for another person.
mm.
Sure.
Yeah. Great message.
All
Uh,
right.
so I was wondering, now that you didn't told us about your art, your philosophy behind it. Can you tell the people listening where they can find your art or connect to you? And then also, if you could, after that, maybe tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Sure, no problems. Okay, so on Facebook, you can find me on my fan page that is spelled AhMoseFineArt, pronounced Amos Fine Arts. You can find me on IG at AhMose_NKOSI_ART. You can find me on YouTube. It's very simple. It's just my name, AnthonyAmos. If you want to search, you can search in the search bar on YouTube, Upbeam, UPBEAME, Artcast, ARTCAST. Um, Speaking of, that is the podcast. The podcast is called Upbeam Artcast.
Hmm.
The name is actually it actually generated that name from a random generator. I typed
Really?
just typed in yeah, just typed in some random things about like what the mission of the podcast was. So
Wow.
the
Okay.
our goal in the podcast is very simple. We are highlighting Chicago's premier artists, be it underground or pro premier artists, and but what we're doing is we're focusing more on their inspirations, their goals, and their lifestyles, if need be. We pretty much all we do is we get the camera running and we let the conversation fly. We ask a few simple questions, the typical questions, kind of like what you guys asked me.
Hmm.
A bit about the background, some influence, and things like that, and we let the conversation flow. The way we do it like this is pretty much so that we can have a raw, um, uncurated conversation. Because what I want people to see is that artists, and in particular our local artists, are just normal people with a talent, that most people don't have. We have our setbacks, we have our concerns, we we get affected by different things, and we handle our emotions and maybe our problems in different ways, sometimes in ways with those who are not able to express their creativity in the same manner. So we're just humanizing artists and allowing people to get more personal with artwork. So we're dispelling rumors, we're enlightening people, and we're also offering our artists exposure and a network. So if you have a friend who happens to be an artist and they get on the podcast, after their video, there's a suggestion of another artist who happens to be in Chicago and does, I don't know, could be the difference of having a friend who paints flowers. The next video is a friend who paints shoes.
Hmm.
So everybody benefits. I'm building a network, and also giving the viewers an opportunity to have more of an intimate understanding of what it means to be an artist, and possibly what it means to be an artist in Chicago.
Okay. You know what? That brought up a question. You just made me think. So, because everybody got their biases and like their things that they think about a certain group. Me, being part of the group who can't really create that well. I ain't gonna say I can't create art. I'm just gonna say, I can't express it as well. Um,
Yeah, sounds good.
yeah, I was wondering. So, what are some of maybe I don't know your biggest one or two stereotypes or misconceptions about artists that you'd like to clarify right now, or maybe like even anime influenced artists like yourself? What's like a big you know fake thing that's not really
Oh man, how long you got? so so
Bro,
it,
preach, bro.
man, in particular, we'll start with the anime stuff, and let's see, we'll try to wring that well dry. Let's see how that goes. The big one is that we like that people who draw anime want to be Japanese. Like that is probably the biggest one. That's like, come on, bro. Like, are you serious? I
Hmm.
want to be Japanese. Well, I'm really not doing a really good job, am I? Because
Right.
like especially me physically, I don't have a feature that even like is a s- a smidget Japanese. Nothing about me looks Japanese. The closest thing you could say about me that like, oh, is maybe I have like a kanji tattoo, but that's people of all races have kanji
Yeah.
tattoos at this point.
True.
So, that's nothing. But oh, you want to be Japanese, it's like, and they only say that when they pissed at you anyway.
Yeah.
Uh
True.
but that's probably the biggest one. Is like, why, why do I want to be Japanese? I mean, if you sit down and talk to me, there's an ethnic group on any continent that I can't talk about at length
Hmm.
because I'm an educated person. Educated meaning that I take the effort to learn. Not that I have gone to school, but I take the effort to learn. So I'm educated. You know, what do you want to know? You want to talk about some African people? Do I want to be, them? You know, I know quite a bit about, Latin countries too. Does that make me want to be them? That one's huge to me. It's like, oh, yeah, you want to be Japanese, or here's another good one that males into anime want to date Asian women,
Yo, I tell you.
like exclusively, like
Uh-huh.
exclusively want to date Asian women. Let me say this: there are beautiful women of every race on this planet, and I've been with um quite a few different races. I've never dated an Asian woman.
Hmm.
And the only reason is I've never encountered one that I wanted to date.
Yeah.
So, that's just that. But currently I'm married. I'm married to a black woman, and
Hey,
from the beginning,
congratulations.
from the beginning of dating, I never wanted to marry nothing but a black woman.
Mm.
I had no problem with dating other races. Like I said, there's beautiful people around the world. When I was single, whatever,
Yeah.
it's whatever. But as I grew older, my thoughts of wanting to date a black woman made more and more sense to me, and
Mm.
that's just to me. My family is full of different people. I have my father is half black,
Mm.
so I can't really be talking crazy like that anyways.
Yo,
So
that just made me think because it seems like our reasons for creation are kind of similar. Like ours, I would say is kind of a little bit on the other side of the spectrum, and whereas like I'm kind of admitting some of those people you just said that are not a reflection of you do exist. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
Like there's them dudes out there that's like, man, bro, like appreciate your own culture a little bit before you decide you want to just jump straight into the Japanese culture.
yeah,
And
but it's like
True.
who says I don't?
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And then the I feel like we kind of made this for that space is like, hey, there are so many black people out there that's like, yeah, I appreciate and love and like you said, even grew up on anime, but that don't mean I'm like, you know, completely drowning in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Man,
I find me a beautiful
man,
Asian woman, cool, but I ain't addicted. You know?
man. It's never even been that to me, and for very specific reasons. Like I said, I'm not here to slam Asian women or anything like that, but very specific reasons to why I can't be with one like all my life. Number one, it's I don't know if that's just a stereotype, because I don't know because I never been with one. I can't tell you, but the like real quietness and like humble nature, like
Mm-hmm.
if that is like a normal thing, like that's a cultural thing for them, that don't work for me. If I ask you a question, I need an answer, not I don't know, or like like I see that a lot where it's like, it's just like this real like stoicism,
Hmm.
even amongst women and stuff like that. Nah, if you look, listen, if like, oh, that's bullshit. Hey, I
Yeah.
need you to say that,
Okay.
because I need to know that, you won't let me lack,
Yeah.
Right.
like stuff like that. Not just, well, if that's what you want to do. It's like, nah, what you think? And I mean, like, to me personally, physically, nothing competes with a black woman physically. So
I feel that.
and yeah, I'm just saying, like it don't have nothing to do with race or nothing like that. It's just my eyes don't lie, and
Mm,
that's just where I'm at with it, and like I said, I love everybody, because everybody is dope in their own right. And
Mhm.
for people that try to play that game with the, oh well, okay, you like anime, so this, that, and the third, and the you want to be like them and all that, is like, yo, like what you'll come to find out is, depending on who you dealing with, they know less about your culture than than you do.
Yeah.
And it's
right.
kind of like, it's like, okay, so if you're gonna challenge me on that, you need to have some weight behind that. And in that case, like, could I have a conversation with you on African history? Can I have a conversation with you on African American history, which is very specific?
Yeah.
And you
Right.
have no excuse of not knowing. If you're gonna challenge me on, pretty much trying to tell me that I have no interest in my own culture, then you should be able to defend my culture. And if you ain't of my culture, you really got to fight now,
Yeah.
cause
Right.
For real.
And that
cause I done heard that from people who wasn't black. And it's like, wait a minute, you trying to
you
accuse
trying to
me?
tell me? Yeah, I would probably flip, bro. I can't even. Yeah.
Like, oh, I done heard that one, man. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm being accused of race trading by somebody who ain't black. Wait a minute, how does this work? Or even being accused by like somebody. I'm like, okay, you black. Okay, so I'm gonna ease up. I'm gonna put the kitty gloves on before I
Yeah.
jab you a bit. But at the same time, I know you, and I know you don't know African history. So this
Yeah.
ain't your conversation, bro. Like, come back. Go on. Hit the time chamber a little bit before you go. You know, hit the gravity chamber a little bit. Get your weight up before you play that game. Because my family is like largely involved in like a lot of civil rights things out where I live now. They were amongst some of the first black families to be out here. So they took up, the civil rights charge in our area.
Yeah.
So, if you go in the high school that I went to, there's a picture of my great grandmother on the wall for her civil service. So don't come at me with the whole, oh well, you all into this and not into your own people. Like, wait a minute, you don't know how I was raised, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
might want to
You
ease
put it.
up.
You put in your hours, right?
Right?
Yeah.
There's a fresh roasting waiting on you, so be careful there. Yeah.
um.
On the pot.
So I was thinking we could probably move into our next little segment, uh,
For
which
sure.
is which is story time, where
Ooh.
basically we want you to enlighten us, tell us some story, any one story you got that's either interesting, funny, crazy. It could be about anime, it could be about art, it could be about just some day on the street, it could be about yesterday. You got to give us a story time.
Man. Ooh, see, now I gotta hook up one. I ain't gonna lie, I could tell you a million of them, and I mean, I probably. Let me see. Good one. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. Literally has nothing to do with our work whatsoever, but it's
Perfect.
just what I'm thinking of right now. I'm gonna tell you about the time that I got stuck in the closet for 2 hours.
What?
Okay, I gotta hear this.
Man. Okay, so moral of this story is, do not try to take advantage of ugly people.
Mm.
Huh. Okay.
That is the moral of this story.
Okay,
Huh.
let's hear this.
Okay, so it was a weekend, and I'm chilling with my homie, and we usually get together and just hang out, you know, chill, draw a little bit. He's pretty good at drawing too. And we sit on his balcony just chilling or whatever, and out of nowhere, it's an apartment building, 6 floors, and up on on the sixth floor, in the last apartment, some girl pops out, and she's like, "Oh, hey." You know, it was like, "What's up?" You know, she was like, "Oh, you real cute" or whatever. And I'm like, "Oh, you know, that's thank you, I guess." I'm trying to play it cool because I'm like, "This girl ugly, man." Like, I don't want her to, try to think nothing.
Yeah.
Like, man. She was like, "Oh, I'm here," and it's very awkward because she was like, "I'm here by myself. Like, I'm not from out here. I'm here by myself, and my grandma left with her boyfriend or whatever." And I'm kind of like, so, like, like,
Already know what was going down.
man, I'm like, yeah, but I'm just thinking because I'm like, man, that girl ugly. Like, that's the only first thing, like, anything that I could think of. My brain is like, bro, she is ugly. And
Man.
I'm just like, so? Like, thinking in my head. And my homie like, yo, and I'm like, no. so so she was like, yeah, well, you cute, like, you wanna come over or whatever? I'm like, no, I don't. But how do I say this and not be mean? I might see her again. I wanna be mean about it. And my boy the whole time just like nudging me like, bro, bro. I'm like, and see, this is what you get for listening to your friends, letting them hype you up. Cause I'm like, let me think about it.
uh,
And so she walked back into the apartment from the balcony, and I was just like, man, what do I do? Like, I need to get out of this situation because I don't like this.
hmm
And homie was like, fam, you gotta go up there. It's the summer. Like, what you got to lose? Like, come on, man.
uh,
Like, go. And I'm like, all right, but typical teenager fashion. I'm like, but you gotta come with me.
Classic, right?
nah,
Right. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Here we go. So we go, and I knock on the door, and like my heart is like blasting through my chest. Like every knock is like it's heavy too, because I'm like, oh my god, like this could turn out so bad. But I'm here. I'm here already. And the
hmm
whole time he like, bro, you got this. Don't even worry about it. Just do you. I'm like, do me.
Famous last words.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, so we go in there, and this was scary because like I knocked, the door open, and when the door opened, nobody was out, nobody was behind the door.
Oh no, that's a setup, bro.
who?
I'm telling you, I'm like, man, I'm looking at my boy, and he's still like, he more excited than me. I'm like, I'm scared. I'm like, I don't like this, bro. This girl ugly. You know, what's about to happen? And he like, yo, bro, ain't nobody in here for real. She told us that, fam. I know. So
All right.
I hit the corner. I hit the corner, and she must have heard us come in. And she was like, I'm back here, and I'm like, ooh,
Wow.
bro, like this sound like To Catch a Predator. Oh my
For
god.
real.
Oh my god. But fortunately, we was all none of us was of consenting age. You know,
Yeah.
so that wasn't gonna be that.
Yeah.
So I go and I peek around, and I find the room that she was in, and this girl's just like sprawled out, and I'm just like, oh, you know,
Oh, he like, oh, all right, it's cool. It's just a summer then.
man, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I knew, but I knew what this was about, but I didn't know that it was about, okay then, so I said, all right, 1 second, hold on. And my homie is in the living room, and I can see him down the hallway. Looking at me like, yo, bro, like, he's like more excited than me. I was like, I'm thinking like, man, you want to switch because you look more, ready. I'm still stuck on the fact that this girl ugly and that this looked like a setup. She got a brother. She got a brother in here somewhere. We about to die. We about to die. This is a setup. So I say, all right, I'm going to this bathroom real quick, and I had an 8 Mile moment. I'm looking at the mirror. Like, man, you here? you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I'm just like, oh my god,
Wow, son.
bro. Like, but I'm like, I didn't talk too much shit all my life, so
Right.
I got to go get the notch under my belt. I got to now. And fortunately, I don't know, typical teenage fashion. I just got rubbers on me. Just why? You don't even know what's gonna happen. So I'm just like, come on, then let's go, bro. Did the whole 8 Mile thing, threw some water on my face. I'm like, here I go in the room, and now like she is sprawled and totally naked. And at that point, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's not ugly. This is awesome. So I'm like, here go my story for the summer. Little did I know. I put one knee on that bed, and girl was just like, yeah, come on, I'm ready. And all I hear is like fumbling the keys. So it's like, you knew these people was old. You knew these people was old. It's just keys, just fumbling. And God damn it, just jingling and shit. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, yo? Like, really? This always happens to me. Like, I'm always in a messed up situation. She was like, you need to hide. I'm like, I need to hide. You need to hide me.
Right.
This is your fault. This is your fault. So my homie comes storming down the hallway like, bro. Somebody at the door. I'm like, get in here. And we sat in the closet for 2 hours. And the funny thing was Trapped in the Closet was a popular song. And she had a mini radio in her room, and that song played like every 15 minutes.
No, son.
That's hilarious.
Yes. So the whole time I'm looking at my boy like, I fucking hate you. I hate you. We not friends after this, bro. I hate you. I hate you. Cause he like hate me. I'm like, this your fault. I shouldn't even listen to you. I ain't listening to you no more in life, bro. Like we about to die. Like, how we gonna get out? And he was just like saying stupid stuff. He's like, yo, we can get out the window. Like, we on the 6th floor, idiot. Like, we would die.
Nothing but goofy shit.
Like, how we gonna scale the building? Like, we're going to die. Like, this is we have to, like, whatever we do is gonna be very desperate. Meanwhile, she going back and forth and stuff. Dumbass eating pizza in front of us. I'm like, yo, give me that pizza.
Damn, that's petty.
Yeah, I'm like, give me that pizza. Like, nah, I can't get the pizza. It's like, this is your fault.
Like, oh, you got me up. You just walked down like, hey, your granddaughter thoughtin' and walked out.
Man, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, cause my boy like, bro, I'm about to get up. I'm not finna stay here all night, bro. So right as he said that, she was like, okay, this is the plan. I gotta take out the garbage anyway. So I'm gonna get all the garbage. I'm gonna come back here and let y'all know. I'm just like, cool, that's how it's gonna happen. So she came back and was like, okay, get ready. He was like, get ready. Stop playing. So we snuck out and we was like right behind her on some tactical shit. And as soon as she opened that door, it was just hard ass, like knocked out the way. She probably flew back in the apartment. We pushed her so damn hard, like knocked out the way, ran straight down the hallway, ran down 6 flights of stairs. I had to run across the street to the other building because that's the building I stayed in. Ran right across the street, ran up 3 flights of stairs. And I don't even remember how I got in the door. I probably kicked the door down. I don't even remember. I was just in survival mode. Whatever. Here's the door. Oh my god. Oh, we ain't done. So I hit the door. My dad is like, "What's going on, son?" And I'm like, nothing. sweating with this look of terror on my face, and he was like, "Okay, you know." I packed the bag, went back to my homie house. So I'm coming down the stairs, and like the ring or some shit, like she was just there in the hallway, and I was
No.
like, "Okay, something's wrong," because I ran at least like a quarter mile.
What?
You didn't see me. You did not see me. You did not see me. That is physically impossible that you follow me down 6 flights of stairs, like at least a quarter mile across to another building and up 3 more flights of stairs. You didn't see that.
But
How?
you knew where you was at because y'all was talking to each other from the window.
No, because her and my homie stayed in the same building.
Oh yeah, damn.
Yes, this is scary. It's scary. So she was like trying to convince me to fool around with her and stuff. I'm like, nah,
Wow.
nope, nope. I'm a little
Wow, that's scary.
traumatized. I'm a little
That's
traumatized. You know, you ugly. I'm a little traumatized, and I don't want no parts of this no more. And I took off, went to the homie house, and we chilled out. The next morning, his mom came in the room and was like, it's a ugly girl at my door looking for you.
What?
what?
I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm never gonna get away. Like, what do I do? And I told his mom just to say that I was asleep. And like after that I was like, I'll never try to take advantage of an ugly person again. Like,
Yo,
and
she
Damn,
never
was
listen to
big
my
time
friends.
thirsty.
that's
Man,
crazy.
That,
like to a scary
Ooh.
point.
I would have had the box for real. I'm like, hey, look, bro, I told you yesterday, don't come in. Now you gonna come to my homie house?
Man, it was supernatural. I'm just like, this ain't real. This ain't real. Like,
That's
this a nightmare.
that's crazy, son.
Don't
Ooh.
ever take advantage of ugly people. That's what I mean. I learned my lesson. That's what I get.
Oh man, hell of a story time.
Ooh,
We might have to
good
share
story.
this story with the rest of the guys for real. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what
Um,
I get.
all right, so we gonna move into these little discussion topics. We got just like little ideas and stuff about anime, stuff like that. That are just like, yeah, what's your thoughts on them? What's your take on it, et cetera, et cetera.
That's what's up.
And so here's this first one. It's about My Hero Academia, which I was told that you're a big fan of. Am I correct?
Yeah, man. You know, it's like ideally to me that is a perfect anime. I'm really hoping that it lasts a long time. Cause
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my first love before I met anime was comic books. So it's like
Yeah.
this blends the two. This is like American style
Right.
comic
True.
with Japanese
That's true.
animation. This is
So
perfect.
now I ask you, if you were plopped into the world of My Hero right now, what would your quirk be? Right. Based on like your personality. Actually, Juggy, you take this over. Since this is your question, you know it best.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. So, I mean, in summary, the question is just pretty much what will your quirk be? But I always like to split it in two parts because I think possibly, or at least in most cases, that when you get a quirk, like based on who you are, that power could be different from what you actually would just want. Just be like, oh yeah, you want
Right, yeah.
strength. But I'm saying like based on who you are, what would your quirk be? And then if it's something different from what you would want, what would that be? And then why is that different?
Oh man. If I was in MHA, let me see. My quirk, well, I mean, I probably would have no control over it, so it'd probably be some crazy shit. But if I could just if it was based on who I am, it would probably be able to whatever I drew could come become like a tangible object. I would be able to draw things and make them tangible.
I
Hmm.
see. So,
Decent.
so kind of like low key. Is it kind of like Sai from Naruto? You ever
Yeah,
watch?
it would probably be a lot like that. Or maybe, if I was real dope with it, maybe I could like draw shit and make it a genjutsu or something. Like
Oh,
who knows, but it would probably be the latter. Like I could, draw something and it would become tangible. Yeah.
okay. So like, would
like
that
maybe
be
with my fingers.
different from like a power you would actually like want? Like, does that sound like an ideal power? Just be like, oh man, if I pick my quirk, would it actually be that, or would you want something different?
No, hell no. I'm trying to be All Might and flex on everybody.
No, that nigga said I want to be All Might, bro.
Nah, bro. I'm just trying to be All Might so I can flex on everybody. But I want to be Small Might though. I want, I want, I, I want to be Small Might so I can just come out and they be like, oh man, look at him. Like the girls, but look at him, he look crazy. Then I just like swole up on him real quick, like what's up?
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So I could pull the freezer move on them. Like they be like, oh man, we about to get this mug. He don't even know, bro. This a stain. We about to set him up, and I be like, this ain't in my final form, fam.
You
It
know,
just swole up like you don't want no problems.
and like low key get like Broly swole.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, like you don't even want these problems, bro.
That's so funny.
Run me your wallet. Hold on, let me do something real quick, and then you say that again. You know, tell my swole form that. Like, hold on. You
Oh,
know,
that's funny. That's a good one.
I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. You know, I mean, ain't
Okay.
too much thought behind that, bro. I mean, you know, can you punch somebody and make a tornado? You know, I mean, you know,
These are
can
facts.
I mean, you know, can you just like blow a cloud away? Like, nah, bro, I need some sunshine real quick. Like, you know, I
Hey.
just can't change weather patterns with burps, bro. I mean, like, I needs that.
Oh god.
You realize he can't even fly. He just jump and just land somewhere. Like,
Yeah. I
That's
think that
true.
nigga muscles just really keep him in the air, bro. Like he just flexed that shit up there.
bruh, yeah, I mean, like that man, my man's is just ridiculous. Like, I mean, did you see they have to put like they put like waist like all them weight bands on him just so he didn't kill them kids? It's like you gonna kill him, bro. Like you, like,
Hey, but this is my thing though. Like, even though he that swole, I gotta put respect on them wild ass villains that still was trying shit while All Might was out there.
oh man,
Like how
they
crazy you gotta be, bro?
yeah, I guess they figure like, well, you know, the chance of him showing up here today is, you know,
I
small.
mean,
But the problem is what happens to the guy that's wrong? Is like, nah, man, all Mike gonna show up. Oh fuck, bro, like for real, me. I'm just trying to rob this 7-Eleven real quick. I am here. Oh, bro, you ain't got like a villain trying to destroy the earth. You trying to mess with me? I'm just trying to steal this sandwich. You know, like I ain't even on all that. You know.
I I feel like I've always thought that like similar thing and that I would get something reversed because like I've always considered myself a pretty smart dude, but I'm also like big as fuck. So I'm like I
uh,
would probably be like, oh man, I really hope I get like some mind quirk, some like super smart or knowing some quirk, and then
right.
I'll probably end up buff as fuck. Like I'd be like, you ever seen the Incredibles?
Yeah.
That big ass motherfucker like working in this big little ass cubicle. That would
Yeah.
be oh my bad. Every day my super strength like blowing some shit up on accident. I'm
Just
just like,
like
oh my
breaking the
bad.
headset, breaking the headset, trying to take it off. Like my bad. You know, take that out my check.
I swear. I'm like, that would be just my luck. I'd just probably be like gigantomachina big ass.
Oh man, nah. You see, I gotta be all my, cause you know they ain't put it in the show, but you know he was getting all the hoes. I mean, come on, man.
You already know.
Hey,
Man,
I'm
that's
like,
There's definitely some mini mites running around somewhere. Like,
that's
I'm
what I'm like. They
definitely
playing
playing
like
wrong.
you just dedicated to service. Stop playing. I be all my powers, endeavor, attitude. I'm walking.
Hey, at that point, that's how you get the ultimate dub.
I'm
I'm
walking
like,
around
I'm gonna have
flexing.
kids all for one on shit.
I'm walking around flexing. They gonna think my superpower the create baby mamas. Like, listen,
Talk about
they
the
like, oh, he little, whatever. Like, hold on, say that to my swole form real quick. Oh my God, I'm here. I'm only saving the pretty women though.
Hey, you would get sued. Hey, you ever watch or read My Hero Vigilantes?
Not yet.
Oh,
I
it's
heard
decent.
it's dope though.
Yeah, they got a nigga just like that. They got Captain Celebrity. He basically
That's
Superman,
me.
but yep, there you go. Just he on dirt. He's like, I ain't saving
Man,
nobody.
man, my thing. I might come in saying, "Don't worry, cause I'm here." My thing be, where the hoes at?
What a hose that. Hey,
He, like,
that
he
would
always say that. Like,
every city would make sure they stay with the baddest bitches. The badder your bitches, the more All Might gonna be here to save your city.
bruh, it's like, I'm not even coming if it ain't no cute girls in your city. Don't even worry about it.
Oh no.
I only be saving a city because I was messing around with a girl in the city when something happened. Like, hold up, I'll be back. Let me go and save these people. You forgot your pants. Don't even worry about it. I'm good.
Damn.
Too fast. They ain't gonna even see it.
And it's like, yo, we glad you was here. I was only here because old girls stay in y'all city. Don't get too happy.
Don't get too.
So I got another topic. This one kind of like cross cutting anime because you said you've been in the anime thing since the '70s. So you done seen the rise and fall of a couple of legends. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So my question to you now is like one, what do you think are like the new top three, the big three of anime? And
Ooh.
do you think My Hero really deserves a spot there?
Um, what do I think the top three are at the moment? Ooh, man, that's a tough one because I know somebody listening is gonna be like, he don't know shit.
Hey,
uh,
let me say this. I say some anime offensive shit to niggas so much. We had a panel and a dude walked out because I said that boy Rock Lee was trash. So
He right.
like,
oh,
He right though.
I'll be on it with niggas. It's cool. They
I
used
mean,
to it by now.
he was kind of. I mean, he was dope. He didn't get his shot like he needed.
You know, all that nigga did was get
He
beat up. That's it. He looked cool as hell getting beat up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But that's a different thing. I got an answer to that question though.
Mm-hmm.
But to that statement, I got a rebuttal. But big three. I mean, no. Let's see. You got Demon Slayer, MHA, and who? Because I mean, I really want to talk about what I watch right now.
Hmm.
Uh, Demon Slayer, MHA, and I had to say Dr. Stone, to be honest.
Ooh, Dr. Stone got number three. I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with
Bro,
that.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone is changing the game
Yeah.
because Dr. Stone fits like multiple genres of anime. It's a shonen, it's a isekai, and I don't even know what else it is, but the fact that like first off, the fact that fam is pretty much like bro, he flexes every episode. That is
Yeah.
all this man do. He just straight flexing. Like but I like that because number one, I like this because like it's finally not a beat 'em up. Like I'm so tired of, and I mean, unfortunately, I gotta blame the OG Dragon Ball for paving the way for these animes of just this plot armored guy that's like if you hurt my friends, we running that fade.
Yeah, right.
this I'm so tired of it. Like that's like literally all of them. It's like as far as shonen go, it's like, yo, you hurt my friends, we running this fade. And you gonna catch me round one, but the last round I'm winning
Hey,
that one.
Hey, this how I knew Dr. Stone was on some different shit. Cause that boy Senku was like, okay, big homie wanted to mess with my friends, and I ain't fighting him. I'm about to build a pole so I can up that motherfucker and shoot his ass. I was
Bruh,
like,
when he said that, I was like, "Yo, my man's is the truth." He said, "Nah, I
yeah,
can't really fight, but I got these. I got this gun for your
oh,
ass.
I
I
will
got
shoot
this
you.
heat."
So, oh
And
man,
they showed backed up like, "Oh, nah, hey, we ain't fuck with that, bro. we got hands, bro, but we ain't fuck with them with that heat, bro."
Yeah, for
he
real.
got he got a dude who pretty much just stole on a group of lions. He got that man like, hey yo, but they got guns. Like,
yeah, I'm like, bro, dude out here boxing lions. Like, come on, I can't fight you, but you know what can? This Glock. I'm not fighting
bruh, he showed like true.
you.
I'll be back.
So I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna say this is where I can't agree with you though on this big three. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, and then I'm gonna tell you how I feel about some of your choices.
Okay.
So my choices right now would be My Hero. Like I think is unequivocally the best out right now. Uh,
Ooh,
and then I got to
that's
go
a
with
bold
Black
statement.
Clover.
Oh,
Black Clover. He go. He went. Oh, look. And then for the third spot, Ultimate Disrespect. Honestly, I don't even think something deserves the third spot yet. We still gotta see. That's
okay.
Wow.
I,
What?
I'll accept. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. But to add to why I said Demon Slayer's artistry is going to be second to none once it's finished. Simply for the fact of how they display the techniques and the fight cinematics for Demon Slayer are very refreshing compared to what's out right now. Like that whole thing when Tanjiro do the Breath of the Water style,
yeah.
where they have like the like very illustrated like water come
Water.
off of it, because they could have just did plain water.
Mhm.
The way they did the flame pillar was just flames. Why didn't they decorate the flames and make them look, like Japanese,
Art.
traditional art where it looks? They only did that with the water. When he does the breath of the sun, it just looks like fire. But that's dope. Granted, I do not like the fact that he got a harem. I'm sick of animes with niggas with harems.
Cause
That's
that shit
just
set you up for not reality shit.
Mm.
it's just lame, because it's like, come on, bro. Like, does every guy need a harem for his character development? Does
Right?
every character need to be developed by the people around him? Can they be developed by their experiences? Like, I'd be cool if they just met up, like, on some squad shit every now and again. Like, oh, okay, you in town? Bet. You want to help me out? Bet. But they traveled together. They was never intended to travel together, and then the damn crow thing was just like, hey, all y'all go here.
Yeah.
And contrary to popular belief, I know everybody like him, best boy goals or whatever. Inosuke dude, the dude with the boar head, that's trash, bro. Like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick of the brash, arrogant character who like has no talent, just
Mhm.
strong as hell.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
tired of that character. I'm tired of anime with that character that's like, I'm ignorant as hell, but I'm strong. I'm
But
really
I'm
strong.
strong. I got hella heart.
Yeah, I really don't
uh,
have no skills. I should have been dead, but
Naruto ass niggas. But I'll
uh
say about Demon Slayer is like basically what you said, but I just think that maybe you got a greater appreciation for the art. Like, cause I knew the art was
okay,
gonna be fire coming in, and then cause like everybody hyped it up. I was not like an original Demon Slayer head. I got onto
okay.
it later. I'm like, okay, everybody hyping it up. I see the art. Yes, it's phenomenal, but I expected that. And then but the way people hyped it up, I thought I was about to get the complete package. And I was like, this anime is not the complete package. It is stunning art on a
It
okay.
is. And you might be right. That might be what I like about it. Well, I think it has a lot of potential, because I mean, looking at what the stuff that's popping off in a manga, I'm not gonna spoil it, for any viewers you may have,
Man,
but
spoil
I
that
mean,
shit.
but a lot of people get slaughtered in this.
Hmm.
A lot of people who like you would have been like, oh man, homie gonna take off, slaughtered. They
Damn.
they just got murdered, and I mean, like even like like I'm pretty sure you've been seeing artwork and hearing the talks, but the flame pillar dude, he died.
Oof.
and
It
and
just
everybody,
fought.
I'm not gonna say how it happened. I'll do that. But
Mm.
it's pretty much like when he died, the other pillars was like, "Fuck you bullshitting." Like none of them could believe that he was killed. It was like, wow,
Oh, for real?
Michael Jackson
like
get him.
arguably one of the best.
Huh.
Yeah, he died, and he died to a scrub, kind of. But
Wow.
when they paint the entire picture, it's like damn, like basically he put the team on his back and
Oh,
died, and he died only because he put the team on his back.
oh, okay. Like a
Okay.
self-sacrifice kind of death. Okay.
Pretty much, it's like I didn't have to die, but my whole thing is I'll never let anybody else die. It's pretty much
Hmm.
how it goes. It's like I only
So
died because I wanted everybody to live, and
Okay.
that's cool with me to die if everybody else lives. So
Right.
he did some wild biz, but where I gotta jab you up, pepper you up a little bit, is that Black Clover stuff,
you
man.
sleep.
Ooh.
Hey, bro, stop
I
hitting
gotta
those snooze button. Wake up.
I gotta pepper you up, man. That's a fairy tale clone. That's all
Stop it.
that is.
Stop it.
Oh.
That is a fairy
Stop
tale
it.
clone, man.
Okay, I'm gonna let
Oh,
you
look,
explain this before I have to come back because you tripping, bro. But go ahead.
Oh,
Tell me.
snap.
first and
Oh, it's
foremost,
on.
that you can't tell me that dude ain't nothing but a Natsu clone just by himself. Him as a character. Okay, so and number one, too, I'm tired of this whole thing of like everybody has this talent, but I don't possess it. I possess the opposite of what everybody else has. Oh, I can't do magic, but I can do this. And that's people are like stop that. Stop. That in anime is old and tired. Like, oh, I can't do it, but I'm gonna be the best. Like, I mean, oh, there you go. He's a Naruto clone too. Yeah, I can't, like I'm like a D student, but I'm become the best at everything. I mean, Neji said it best, bro. Like, you whack, you gonna stay whack. You know, the only the only thing Neji couldn't account for was the fact of like he didn't know that nine tail shit was gonna take off because like you a D student fam like
Yeah.
you gonna stay a D student like but back to it bro that's fairy tale 101 like he is the same he's the same as Natsu and the same thing with fairy tale bro like don't hurt my friends 'cause if you hurt my friends I'm gonna become stronger than everybody even the people that I stand no chance against
Hey,
as soon as you hurt one of my friends. It's whack. It's just a whole other thing. Magic. Like first off, I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of that show. But the thing is that just because I haven't seen it, don't mean I don't know anything about what's going on. They let the most OP dude die on some lame shit.
that's true.
They
That is
let
true.
the OP dude die like, oh man, I'm a sacrifice. I'm the king, but since I'm the king, what's most important is the people. So instead of just deading this dude right here and then dealing with the problem later, I'm gonna take the L. Yo, well, I mean, I guess that's just not me because I'm not taking that L. Bro. I am OP. I am time itself. But really though, time like explain this number one. Time is a never-ending thing. It's an idea. Time is an idea, and you can't kill ideas. Time is a never-ending thing because time is everything. Everything starts with time and ends with time. It is neither. It has neither an end nor a beginning. This dude, it was born with the ability to mess with time, and you gonna tell me that a dude who was born with the ability to use light is gonna beat somebody that can use time. Don't you need time in order for light to do something? I mean, that's just logic, though. That's
Now
not
hear
that's
me
that's
out.
that's not the anime, bro.
He did
But
snake that nigga though. You
but
know what I'm saying?
but you snake somebody who has complete control over time.
I mean, I was gonna try and defend it. You feel me? But I would literally, if you just check a couple of episodes ago in our podcast, I was literally going in on the exact same thing.
No, he right.
Bro,
Just to
like,
give it a little big up, so that's one of my favorite characters in Black Clover. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but if you don't care, homie actually is still alive.
and
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
so,
You see what I
like,
mean?
actually, like we were talking about a theory that homie literally knew everything that was gonna happen in the
Of course
series,
he
pretty
did.
much, and said "F it," and just like chose to fake his death.
Of
So,
course he
in
did.
that sense, I think we pretty much agree with you that he should have never lost that battle, pretty much because he threw.
That was some scrub shit. That and then once again, that's just writing an anime in a terrible way. Because
Now,
all they did was they wrote it like that to give old boy Asta a reason, a even deeper reason to not like the main bad guy, to not like that dude. So he had motivation to go and squad up with dude. Otherwise, it wouldn't even happen. It just been like, all
I'm
right.
gonna I'm gonna throw out my last defense for poor little Black Clover. Um, and this is my little defense for it. It's like yes, it does lack some, or not even some, a lot of maturity and depth that we would like to see out of a good anime nowadays. However, something has to replace the lighthearted thing. Like something has to be the One Piece. Something got to be the fairy tale. Like you need something to be that lighthearted, box them up. And you know what? Black Clover don't bullshit you. It lets you know from the jump, bro. This is lighthearted with a little bit of storytelling and hella hands. They don't lie to you. They just give you what they was gonna give you.
I don't think it's gonna be the one though. I don't think it's gonna be the one. Um, the only thing what really throws me off about it is, look, I'm gonna do it like this. What is his goal?
To be the Wizard King, the Hokage.
Exactly, exactly. The pirate king. the
Hey,
same the same thing all of the current big three is trying to be. Like we all want to be the same thing. This is lame. Like, bro, what
big
did you
fat.
do? Hey, check it out. All the ninjas is gonna be wizards. and instead of Hokages, and instead of Hokages, they gonna be kings.
Big facts. Hey,
That's all
that's
you did.
that's
It's
all
the
they
same thing. It's the same thing with One Piece. But I'm telling you, One Piece right now is gonna remain king until One Piece is over. Because with One Piece, you can just make up shit. It's
yeah.
Oh,
literally
yo, actually, no, just a little bit of news. Actually, I think this came out a few days ago, but the recent chapter sales of One Piece, and I think it was like the first time in like over a decade this
Like,
has happened.
you cut out for me for like half
yeah,
a
Oh,
second.
you
did I?
cut out.
I'll repeat myself real quick. I was saying that Demon Slayer, like the manga, actually had more sales than One Piece just recently,
Oh,
and that
yeah,
was
I
the
know that.
first time that's happened in like what, like a decade or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was crazy.
Right,
Fuck
that's
that
dope.
shit.
But One Piece is going to remain unstable because One Piece is consistent. And why I said that is because every chapter of One Piece or every new arc of One Piece, they can just make up what happens and people will eat it up because the whole premise of One Piece is that the crew, the Straw Hats, do not know anything about the next place they're going to.
Mm.
And sometimes they don't even know who's there. Like
True.
they just know that, like, hey, there's an island. Like right now, the goal prior to them getting to Wano, the goal was to get to Wano. How many islands did they go to before they got to Wano? They've been trying to
True.
get to Wano for like what, at least 3 years now.
Low key, yeah.
They've been trying to get
I
to
mean, pretty much.
they've been trying to
I
get to
mean,
Wano since Punk Hazard.
that's crazy. I mean, like at a, I mean, yeah,
See how
like
many
out of all the
islands that's been?
series, if you got to give one as far as world building goes, you don't get
One
better
Piece.
than One Piece. I mean, like this is crazy.
And that's why I say it, like One Piece, what Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z didn't do, One Piece will. I promise. Everything that Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball did not do, One Piece will. Because of that simple fact is that they have a huge world. One Piece can bring back a character that was like a cameo like
Mm-hmm.
years back
Right.
and make this motherfucker OP. They did it with Kobe.
True.
Kobe came out doing all the Rokushiki moves, and Luffy was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Damn!" He didn't even recognize him. He was like, "He looked familiar, but
I mean,
And
like
then
even El Mepo. I mean, this kid
yeah,
actually crossed swords with Zoro. Like,
yeah, we,
excuse
we
me.
ain't gonna talk about that scrub. They could have left him out. I don't know what they did with that. They could have kept him out, but I mean, like Kobe. What now? Kobe at first when he met him when they had the Whitebeard War, he was a captain, right?
Oh fuck! It was.
Or was
Yeah,
he
I think
close to
that
being
sounds
a
about
captain?
right. It was. It wasn't like a vice admiral, nothing like that. So yeah, maybe like a captain. Yeah.
He was something, but he didn't ranked up since then.
Sure.
They
Sure.
could bring him. They could bring him back towards the end, and be like, "Hey, Luffy, one for the road. Like, let's just squad up one time, just
Right.
because." Or they could change the whole narrative and be like, hey, I hate to do it, but I got put in a situation. This not a fair one today. Like, I'm
Mm.
I'm I'm legit trying to kill you this time.
Right. Like for real,
You
there
know.
were some theories going around that Kobe's pretty much gonna take the place almost like for Garp, like how
Oh
Garp
yeah,
was for
yeah.
Roger, and then Luffy's just gonna be Roger, and Kobe's gonna be his Garp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like One Piece has that ability. Like they could, do anything, with One Piece. And just the fact that Oda as a writer is really good at keeping secrets.
True.
Like the bombs they didn't drop. Like the whole thing they did with Doflamingo, bro. The gear for it came out, and he was like, "Oh, bro, it's a wrap. It's a wrap." Like this gear for shit, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Fam flying around like a jet. He
Yeah.
cracking,
The.
he coughing up blood, and then homie was like, "Oh, you thought this ain't even my." He put the freeze on him. He was like, "This ain't even my final form, fam."
They ain't ready for the smoke, son.
Bro, then he put out the awakening on him, and he was like,
Oh, nah,
"What
that's
the hell?"
insane. When
And then
Doflo Lee
Luffy
turned
had
the
nothing.
city into a string city, nah, oof. That
He
opened
had
up so
nothing.
many doors.
He had nothing. Boy, they had to put Luffy down on the bench for a second, like, bro, like,
God
yeah.
damn.
And he Luffy purposely tried to use strategy this time. He ain't got no damn strategy. He was like, "All right, bro, this is a good time for Gear 4." He was like, "Nah, no, it's not. Like, I wasn't even done. I ain't even used all my shit yet. Like, you about to get hurt, fam." That's just to me, like, that is like number one for now. Like, and it's gonna be number one for a long time.
Sure.
But as far as what's new, and it's like, I'm definitely saying MHA is number one, but it's very like it's hanging on a hinge, because
Mm.
if one thing goes wrong with MHA, it's gonna be forgotten, because it's too good. It's too good as a young shonen manga. Is too good as it is right now.
True. Yeah.
And when something is too good, it's kind of like is in that same to me, in that same area as like Bleach
There it
and
is.
and Berserk. It's like in that same area of like what
Mm.
Bleach and Berserk was. Like, Bleach had a huge world,
True.
but it began to not capitalize on all the characters that they had. They
Agreed.
be they began to it basically, they tried to use the
You
DBZ
just
model.
scared the shit out of me, bro.
I'm
By
Well,
telling you.
saying my hero could end up like Bleach. Like, my nigga Ichigo or Deku gonna be playing soccer, bro. I can't even.
oh no.
But see, like they traveling that road when they did the whole thing where in the manga, because I know it's only in the manga right now, where they found out that he could use some of the powers of previous All For One users. I'm like, here we go, here we
Yep.
go,
Here we go again.
here we go. Should have just kept it simple. Like now, see, they'd be smart to make that a one-off. Like that was just random that it happened. The same way they did when he got mind controlled by Shinzo. That that all the previous users, snapped him out of it.
Right.
That was a one-off thing and a fluke. Because when he asked All Might, he was like, "I don't know what the hell you talking about." They did what?
They never talked to me.
Right. All Might have had that power for like 20 years. He was like, I ain't never seen that shit. But if they start making him be able to use all the powers, then it's gonna be like, so because I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, but on YouTube, people already saying that he got All For One.
Yeah.
That's already coming out. Say
Just
like, oh
like
well,
when
he.
Ichigo became basically everything.
Oh my god, that was so
Yeah.
corny. It's like, but Kubo that's the type of like manga art manga Kai he is that the whole thing was like, okay, well, um they wrote that in with eyes and saying like, oh, I want to see what a living being with all the powers, all the known powers of this universe could do against somebody with the Hogoku. Wreck your ass. That's what.
Yeah, right.
But
That's
that was so lame. And then they wrote it like, oh well, yeah, he wanted to lose all along. Like that immediately made Bleach like one of the lamest animes in the world to me. Like, wait a minute, the dopest villain, you know, like one of the dopest villains to exist at this point. I mean, flexed on everybody for like how many chapters? He just straight flex.
Yep.
Comes out and then it's like, oh yeah, he wanted to lose to somebody better than him, huh? What villain is like, yeah, like I'm tired of running these fades. Like it's tired, but I'm just not gonna retire to anybody. That don't even make sense. So,
No.
MHA could, go this way because, I mean, okay, the dude is like, let's just say Deku is already on some Soul Reaper shit, at this point. Then he just did something that's like, oh man, he might have some Quincy power. That's kind of crazy right there. Now what's next? Why he just can't be the kid who got this power and he learned how to use this power, in his own way? Because he already doing stuff All Might wasn't doing. I mean, he didn't learn like that little, like popping off at super speeds and different angles from Gran Torino. Like, and he did, he doing that in the season already. He tried to use that against Night Eye, the dude who can see in the future.
Right.
And old boy was like, damn, that this little kid, he did, why he can't be that guy, the guy that's learning from everybody around him instead of being the dude who eventually is gonna use like. I mean, it ain't even that many people that he. Well, okay, so Deku is what, number 9?
Yeah, 9.
So he got 8 people powers to use.
Well, 2 of them technically ain't had no powers.
Right. Okay, so he got 7. Well, 6.
Yeah.
6 different powers, and one of them had like some Spider-Man shit, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that's kind of lame because what was Nana's powers? I mean,
I don't even know.
We
exactly.
don't even
Nobody
know.
knows. She might have not had any powers. And what was All Might's like? The super strength. They never said if the super strength was All Might's or not.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, that's just that shit that we gonna find out. Shit, or we ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Like they never said like, so it's like you like that whole thing with being able to use that one dude's power and the dude spoke to him a little bit. Like it's unnecessary. Why he just can't be the kid? Because I mean he already figured out like, bro, like I got baby arms. I need to
Yeah.
I need to practice these kicks. That's already dope because I mean he throwing out some wild kicks, some straight up ninja stuff. I mean, you
Yeah, he
know,
could have been he could have went with that little bunny motif he got, and basically just been a bunny nigga.
I hope they
Low
ditch that
key top
costume
10.
real soon.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
so sick of
actually,
that rabbit costume.
so that right there, those two things right there kind of perfectly transition us into our last little segment. And so we wanted to play a little game, right? Because you were just basically talking about one bunny motherfuckers and two trash costumes. So our last little segment is just like a little game time we gonna run with you.
All
I
right.
just want to make sure that either A, you can click on like the link to the little interview notes, or B, I also posted it in the Skype message. But basically, there's just like a little picture of the top 10 heroes in My Hero right now.
Yeah, hold on. I got two phones. Hold on. My life is dope. I got two phones.
Uh oh,
Respect.
Kevin Gates.
Nah, one of them ain't even on. This joint got the Wi-Fi. Hold up, let me see. All right, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Okay, cool. So basically, what we're gonna do now that you can see those is the little game we're gonna play is gonna be kind of like a rate slash mash or pass, but not really. Let me explain. So basically, it's called is rate or redesign is what we call it. And so basically, the first thing I want you to do is when we're gonna go through these top 10. I want you to tell me if they there because they really got the skill to be that number, or is they there just there on popularity?
Okay.
And then once you do that, from your artist perspective, uh, they design like they outfit, they who their character is, etc. Do you fuck with it, or if you had the chance to redesign it, how would you redesign it?
Okay, let me see. I'm also gonna have to go off the ones that I remember too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That's what the picture's there for. And if you don't remember them, just say, "Hey, I'll remember that one like that." But you
yeah,
want to start
and,
from
and
10, or you want to start
if I remember them, they don't need to be on the list. So
from right?
let that be. So I mean, okay. So number one, Endeavor. That's cool. I wouldn't even bother that. That's a dope idea. You know what? Nah, I don't like that mustache. He gone with that bullshit.
Okay. Also, is Endeavor up there from strength, or is he just up there because niggas like a flaming nigga? That's for cutting purposes. All right. Go.
Okay, so number one, yeah, Endeavor. Um, that just get rid of the mustache, fam. Like the flaming handlebar. Nah,
Yeah.
they could have gave my man's a nice crispy, nice crispy lineup or something. Not the handlebar. You, they could keep that right there. Um, Two Hawks. I mean, I guess I mean, it's all right. I think it's too many people in MHA wearing a visor, so I mean that they could have did something else. You know, I mean maybe he should have looked like Tokoyami instead of Tokoyami looking like Tokoyami. I
Oh, you
mean,
talking about with the bird head?
yeah, bird head. I mean, cause Tokoyami is just like a dude with a bird head. That's it. Like I think that would have made more sense with a dude named Hawks who has wings. Like I get it that people have like random, like deformities because they, because of the quirk situation. Oh, homie, right here, best genius. Yo, that Justin Bieber haircut, bro.
Yo. Hey, bro, leave my boy Genius out of this, bro.
Bro, bro. Wait a minute, that's not even it, bro. But the Justin Bieber haircut is the first thing I always look at. And he tried to get Young Bakugo that haircut, bro. He was like, I ain't going in this style. Why you trying to give me the fuck boy cut, bro?
Hey, I
Like,
always thought that was the weirdest part. Like, bro, why you trying to have him wear that shit? That was a weird.
bro, he had the whole squad in the office with the fuck boy joint. Like, stop playing. Bro, stop this. No, man. And then, bro, like, first off, we ain't talk about this, but can we change the names? Best Genius, my nigga? Like, that's what you
What would you name him?
square. Like,
That's cold.
fuck boy.
apparently, Best Jeanist is a real award in Japan. Is made for, I guess, whatever celebrity or whatever look best in jeans.
I
So
guess
it's
that
just
sounds dumb as hell too.
right.
So like, what? Like, why, bro? Like, his whole outfit is jean based. Like, bro, I ain't seen the whole jean outfit in like 20 years. Stop playing with me,
Hey,
bro.
Kanye just wore this fit not too long ago.
Man,
Hold on, some meme. Kanye was wearing the Best Jeanist joint.
but he need to kill
Oh
himself
yeah, I
too.
saw that.
We we don't talk about him anymore. Like, we don't talk about that. It's the artist formerly known as Kanye. We don't talk about him anymore. But this
Ooh.
dude, man, like, stop playing. And your power is like you can control like fibers and genes, bro. Like, how did you how did you get so high in the ranks? Like,
Shit, he got
yeah,
them hands.
no, cause he sure ain't got them hands. Cause All For One was like, let me show you
Oh,
something.
that's cold. He gonna make that comparison.
He got his ass laid out. He's like, oh, I can't control it. It's like, man, you shouldn't be out here anyway. Like, what are you doing? Why is he a hero again? I'm sorry,
Yeah, only
bro.
with
This is like if Spider Man was like a gay fashion designer or something. Like, what is this, bro?
so you really on there Best Jeanist, I see.
Bro, and I ain't even trying to be, be mean like that and say something crazy about, gay people, but like, this just seemed like something weird that like somebody in the fashion industry would be would be on. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Best
I
Damn.
Jeanist.
can
I
I
mean,
can
that's
use
that's pretty factual, low key.
Uh,
this is lame. Okay, so Headshot, that's probably the only clean character that I won't say anything about. Like, that's probably the cleanest character
so
in
that
this
whole
list.
ass triangle on his head, this nigga get a pass on that?
Bro,
Bro, that
I
look dope,
mean, the
man. Stop
dude
sleeping.
the dude folded himself up like origami. He had the, I mean, he folded up the haircut. Like, I mean, it, it fit to me. This
so,
fam is like, yo, like, I mean, I cut niggas up. That's what I do. Like, this what this haircut look like, a motherfucker that can cut you up. You know, bro, he got the whole ninja joint going on. Did you see him? Did you see him bust through the headquarters? Like, what's up,
yeah,
fam? Like,
he did go hard.
He
he,
really did.
bro, he came in like Jason, straight through the wall. Like, what's good? They ain't even see him, bro. He damn near killed like 3 people, and they was like, "What was that?" Like,
Mhm.
they ain't even have a chance to put their hands up. He was like, I mean, he Marshawn Lynch them. You know why I'm here? Like,
Yeah. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
he ain't even play with him. Number 5, Miracle. I mean, in every shonen, there's that one. Here we go. The sexually attractive fairy.
He said a sexually attractive furry in every shonen, huh?
That's it. That's it. This is this is
That's where
soon
Poppy gonna be in 10 years.
exactly.
Oh,
The only difference is this is tsundere hentai and Froppy is not.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Oh, I got a bad attitude, but I'm really pretty. This is okay. Great value, Yoruichi.
Dang. Great value Yoriichi. Okay. So
Uh,
no redesign on her? You gonna leave that trope there or you getting rid of it?
I mean, that's what it is, man. I mean, the costume, I guess, fits. She can bounce around real fast and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't know what the whole super strength thing was about, but I mean, yeah, she could bounce around real quick like a bunny. Okay, okay. Um, Kamui Woods can take her place. I don't know why they put him her. I don't get
Hey,
that
you
one.
just skip my
But
nigga Crush like that?
for real.
yo, I don't even know who this Doctor Strange looking ass dude is, man.
Yeah, he just gets skipped because he a bum. All right. So
This
Kamu
is a this This is a character I don't even know, bro. I don't even know this dude. He looked like Doctor Strange and Ra's al Ghul, bro. I don't know what's going on here. This dude whack. Comedy Woods is dope. I mean, granted, it's like Spider-Man with wood, but I mean, it's a cool looking character. And I mean, low key, he that's a realistic, down to earth dude. You know, he just out here trying to save some people.
and
You know,
pipe
trying
lady.
right. You know,
True.
he trying to trying to get at the trying to get at the big chick. Like look, I'm cool. Let me holla
I
at you.
always say Joey Woods need to be higher than number 7, just off the fact that hella niggas will fuck with him because he piping Mount Lady, bro. Like,
That's what
I
I'm saying.
get
Like
it.
he realistic, bro. He just like, hey, shawty, I'm trying to holla at you. Like he in the middle of fights, like, hey, I'm trying to holla at you real quick. And she's like, nah, hey, I'm busy, bro. Like,
Hey, Kamui Woods hit him with an A. My grandma just left. I got the house to myself.
bruh, I
Oh
mean,
no, son.
bruh, I mean, he on one. She like, hey, fam, I'm trying to get these likes, bro. Like, I'm taking these shots for the gram. Like, that's what she on. She trying to get it for the gram, and he like, bro, I'm a real ass dude. Like that gram ain't with. I don't even know who this uh damn alpha from Power Rangers looking ass
Wow.
Rodon Wash looking thing. I don't know what this is.
Damn. You
What?
I
ain't
don't
got no
know who this
respect for
is.
my boy Wash?
You go sleep on Laundry Hero Watch, son? What you doing?
Wait. Hold on. Let's pause. Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah, yeah. I ain't that.
Laundry hero, laundry hero.
Laundry Hero Wash. Hashtag
I
stay clean.
So you don't need your clothes folded, bro?
no, bro. Like, stop playing with me. What's your tag? What's your tagline, bro? Like what can you say when you get to the no?
That
Like what?
nigga be like, hey, bro, I really eat Tide Pods.
like
That's his catchphrase.
what? Like no, man, stop. I don't know. Look, I don't know who this Master Roshi looking cat is either. I ain't never seen him before. Yeah, these the people I don't know. These last three is like whatever, dude.
Hey,
This
you
this
see, you seen this dragon lady?
okay.
She was in the what you call it arc.
The villain arc with Overhaul when she was helping Vaden, if I'm right.
She was a lady that turned into a dragon that
Right.
came in at the end and
I
ain't do
can't
shit.
even. I can't even remember. See, well, that's why I don't remember. Scrub, bro. She looked like a Dog Starkers knockoff.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nah, I ain't.
he
Yeah.
They
tried.
could have cut this. They could have cut this list in half, and just and first off, get rid of this number one, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure these other people is more interesting than Best Genius,
Whoa.
Ew.
bro. Stop it with the Justin Bieber haircut, bro. Like that's no, and your whole power is being able to control your clothes. Like kill yourself,
Mm.
Careful, man. Them jeans are dangerous, son.
bro. He was the first one to take the fade from All for One. Like, no, sorry.
Look, my man's can give you a wedgie from around the street. Think about that, bro.
Bruh. I mean, and the
Oh,
bro,
you
like
disappeared on me.
he's not playing like they can't do nothing. They can't no. Like why does he have his own agency? What's going on?
Wow. Cole. His whole agency probably made of jeans. Don't sleep. Gonna
Bro.
have him pull like a Doflamingo or something. Control that whole building.
Hey, this all I
Nah.
can say about Best Genius. Best Genius may look like a lame, but let's be real. If he was in the One Piece world, this nigga would be like a Yonko. Because the goofier you look in that world, the swoller you are.
Oh,
Bruh.
I thought you
Yeah.
said Doflamingo.
I mean, but nah, he ain't got that Doflamingo swag, bro.
What? What?
Doflamingo got swag. Now I ain't talking about his clothes, cause that nigga look crazy. He look like Macklemore. And I'm gonna pop some tags.
No.
bruh, he looked like Pops. Rest in peace. You got to
Yeah.
coordinate, bro. Like,
Uh,
stop playing. But nah, Duff swag, bro. All he had to do was say something. People was like, "Hey, he ain't fucking around." Duff Mingo was out here putting plugs in niggas. He was showing us at the party like, "I'm just looking for some bullshit to pop off." Like, you know why I'm here. Like, I'm not here for this conversation. I'm just waiting for somebody to bust a move. You know.
yeah.
All right. So yeah, that was our game time. And with that, that brings the end to our interview. Once again, we were so grateful to have you. This was funny as hell.
For real.
Um, uh,
Appreciate it.
can you go ahead one more time? Let everybody who's listening know where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, all that good stuff.
For sure, for sure. So once again, the best place to find me is IG. The IG name is AHMOSE_NKOSI_ART. That's Amos and Kosi Art. And you can find the podcast conveniently located on YouTube. Just search Upbeam UPBEAM Artcast ARTCAST on YouTube and subscribe to the channel Anthony Amos. That's ANTHONYAMOS. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. All right, everybody. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.